IMPP stock. So for the last trading session, the session of the 14th of June 2022, it closed at $0.6227, a loss of 20.88%. 136.3 million shares crossed the tape, which is regarded as above average. And let's see, we can see that before now, all the way back from the 26th of May, the stock has been rallying, but we now saw on Friday the 10th it got some resistance. At that time it didn't look like a resistance, but apparently over the last two trading sessions, that is that of the 13th and the 14th, it has become indeed a resistance, and it's now below its 20-day moving average. It's retracing, and to some extent it can be deemed as being possibly retracing, or rather continuing its downward trend. But in any case, the advice there is not to own anything at all. Not so you really have to be really careful with IMPP stock as well, in as much as its business is such that is sorely needed by the world at the moment. Transporting crude oil and natural gas and all that stuff. Those are highly essential services, but everything is currently affected by the current malaise, the current decay going on in the world globally, especially in the US. So you really have to be careful. You have to know what you're doing. If you're trading the stock, it has to be strictly short term. If you see an opportunity and you're very sure about that, then do so, and be convinced that you got in there yourself. And then on to make matters worse, a bit worse for IMPP, the short interest isn't really wonderful. Infintel is saying it's about 5%, which is not exactly 5.46%. So you really want to see a healthy amount of skepticism towards any stock at all, because it locks up money in there. That skepticism puts money in there, and then it justifies everything you're doing. But right now there isn't a huge amount. 5.46% isn't spectacular of late. Before now, before this era, it used to be like 12%, and anything from 12% or more. But these days, market participants wouldn't be keen on even a 12% short interest. So I think IMPP doesn't have a healthy amount at the moment. So it disclosed its earnings outcomes. It says Q1 revenue rose 28% to $5.1 million. Quarterly loss per share was 0.1%, $0.01. So moving down, we can see that the readout here is saying that, let's see, momentum for IMPP as measured by 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is waning. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may even be taking profits from positions bought at lower prices. That may be the case, but also there's also a wider market sellout going on. So maybe market participants are taking their money out to see what's going to happen. So you have to be really careful. If you really want to buy this dip, you just have to be really careful. Today's volume, the volume for the 14th of May was heavier than usual, trading 134.074 million shares versus an average of 36.689 shares per day in the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish, the slope of the indicator is positive, and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. So that's good. So far, even with what has gone on, even with this retracement for the last two trading sessions, buyers are still more active than sellers. That's some positive there. But given all of this things, all that has happened over the last two trading sessions, we think it can rebound to 1.35, but do not bank on that. It may continue to retrace. Things are really decaying out there right now. The advice is just be really careful. The advice is not to buy IMPP stock or indeed any stock, but if the fact or the reverse is also the case. If you don't get involved, you don't reap anything that is out there. So it is risky now, very, very risky now, very risky, but at the same time there are opportunities. So it has a the capability of rebounding to about $1.35. So $1.35 will put IMPP. Let's see where that will put it. $1.35. It even sounds ambitious. See, 1.35 is somewhere around here. This will take it above its 50-day moving average that it has struggled to rise above. So the last time it was above that 50-day moving average was as of the 23rd of February, so a couple of months ago. So I'm not recommending that you buy IMPP. The fundamentals sound okay, but even though it's also supplying crude and all that stuff, it's not immune to any sell-off, any retracement and all that stuff. So just be careful out there, and I'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.